Welcome back to my channel. So I created this channel for a place for people to find disability resources in one place and not hunt and pick. I also do videos on showing what it's like living with a disability because I do have cerebral palsy and another something that is affecting my neck and spine. It's not officially diagnosed, but I am now a full-time wheelchair user. I am an advocate and spokesperson, and I am a para athlete on a U.S. Paralympic team for table tennis, and I am Miss Wheelchair Florida. But today I wanted to do a more relaxing, fun video for you to get to know me as a person. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a 30 question tag or Q&A that has been updated for 2020. So if you want to know more about me, keep on watching. So the first one is, where did you grow up? So I was born in New York, but I was raised in New Jersey. I lived in New Jersey until I was 16. I absolutely love it there. But we moved to Florida, so I did 2 years of my high school in Jersey and the last 2 in Florida. And that is a story in itself. I went to a special needs sleepaway summer camp, and I came home a week later and the house was packed up, and yeah, we then lived in Florida. So where do I currently live? So I currently live in Florida. I've been in and out of Florida over the years because my family honestly can't stand Florida. So but in 2010, I actually came back down to Florida, and that's where I've been ever since. Number 3 is, who is your first best friend? My first best friend in school was Amanda. Me and Amanda met in first grade, and we basically did everything together in regards to when we were in school. We wanted to do group projects together, and I remember we would always play at recess, sit at lunch together, and that lasted all the way up until high school. And that was just due to the high school environment and circumstance. It had nothing to do with me and her. It was just at that point we were in different classes, so we didn't even see each other. We didn't even have the same lunch, and it was really, really hard. And then I suddenly moved to Florida, and like no one knew. Like I feel bad to this day. The school, I guess, wasn't really updated that I was not enrolled anymore, and they announced my name during roll call. And it was going to be the first time that me and Amanda were going to be in the same class in high school, and I just wasn't there to say, yeah, I'm here. She called me that day in complete tears, and I had to tell her, yeah, like my family had to move to Florida. So yeah. Number 4 is, how tall are you? I am super, super short. I am 4'10". I wish I could be taller. I don't want to be supermodel tall. I just want to be like 5'4", so I can reach the 3rd shelf in my kitchen cabinets. 5 is, dogs or cats? I grew up with dogs, but I am a cat person through and through now. I have a cat who is 8 years old. His name is Noir. He is my baby. Oh, he is my baby. Number 6 is, funniest moment throughout high school. So I have 2 moments. The first one was kind of embarrassing. I was a freshman, and this is time where I wasn't using a wheelchair. I was actually walking with crutches. So I had a paraprofessional or an aide to assist me walking to class just for my own safety. And there was a shortcut to go to, I don't know what class, but there was a shortcut, and it was through the courtyard. And I was walking through the courtyard, and I had long sweatpants that dragged. So we were walking through the courtyard. We get inside the building. I immediately stop, and she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm itching like crazy. And she's like, oh no. So we rushed to like the nurse's office, and we find out that I walked through a pile of fire ants, and they got into my pants. It was so embarrassing. She had to grab, I guess, gym clothes from the lost and found bin for me to switch out of, and it was just gross. The second memory was when I was in high school in Florida. That high school was huge. We had multiple buildings on campus, and so for people with mobility needs, they had to transport us on golf carts. And I remember, I think it was about to be Easter, so one of the ESC teachers was giving out bunny ears for everyone to wear. So I was wearing bunny ears. I was on the golf cart, and all of a sudden there was this loud noise that scared all of us. I screamed so loud that I found out that people in multiple buildings surrounding that area can hear me, and no one like knew what it was. And we ended up finding out that my aide, who was driving the golf cart, ran over a chocolate milk carton, and it just like exploded and made a really loud sound. And yeah, like some of my friends were like, yeah, we heard you scream, you guys went so fast, and like all we saw was like the bunny ears. It was like really weird. um Number 7 is, what year were you born? I was born in 1987, so that makes me a 90s kid, like through and through. 8 is, are you in or have you been to college? Yes, I've been to college. I'm one of those people that switch their majors a lot, and that's just because, you know, you're trying to figure out like who you want to be and what you're interested in, and sometimes you realize, no, I'm not interested in this, and I go ahead and change my major. So I have an associate's in information technology because I wanted to be a computer programmer. I wanted to do front end design, which basically means that I'd be designing web pages, but what a user actually sees on the screen. My interest changed again, and I wanted to be I wanted to go into cyber forensics. And so I did my bachelor's in that and realized that it wasn't for me. So I have the intention of finishing my bachelor's, but I want to do it now in deaf studies, and I want to be a sign language interpreter. Number 9 is, what is your favorite drink? My favorite drink is iced tea, and it's gotta be the 4C powder mix. I will not drink any other iced tea but that one. Number 10 is, what is your spirit animal? Okay, so I don't know if you just pick an animal or someone has to pick it for you. I don't know that whole spirit animal trend. All I know is if I wanted to be an animal, I would want to be a cat. And maybe I'm being a little biased because I have one, but seriously, like, cats are quick on their feet. They can get to really high places and be super fast. And when they are sleeping and cuddle up on themselves, they look so comfortable. I wish I could curl up the way a cat does when I sleep. Number 11 is, you're wearing perfume, and what scent is it? So I know this is a very popular scent, but it is such a good scent, and that is Black Opium by YSL. Number 12 is, tea or coffee? So it's gotta be coffee. I've tried so many teas. I've tried flavored teas. I've tried putting milk in tea to like trick myself that it's coffee. No, it's gotta be coffee. Can't stand tea. Number 13 is, what are your life goals? So I have so many life goals, but because I don't want this to be an hour-long video, I'm just going to talk about my current goals for this year. My current goals are to save up enough money to get a wheelchair accessible van, and I want to actually start planning building my own custom home that I can make fully handicap accessible. And that is not cheap by any means, so I'm trying to find any ways that I can bring in income to start saving for those big ticket items. So I know when you Google it, everyone's talking about multiple streams of income, multiple streams of income. So in 2017, I started reselling clothes on an app called Poshmark, and I actually want to make it into a full-fledged business, not just a little side hustle. So right now I am at over 200 listings, and but I want to make it into like a full-time gig, and I want all that money to go towards those items. Number 14 is, what sports do you play or have played? So, if you don't know, I am a para athlete and I got involved in adaptive sports in 2019. I actually have a video about it. And I have a disability rec center in my town, so whatever sport they had, I went in and I played it. So I've done swimming, I've done badminton, I've done golf, I've done archery, I've done tennis, and I've done um, table tennis. And I can't forget table tennis because that gave me the opportunity to be on the U.S. Paralympic table tennis team. Um, have you read any books that have changed your life? So I want to say, like, yeah, that would be in high school because I had an English teacher that had us do book report after book report after book report. So I think at this time I wanted to be a psychologist. So I was reading all these books on mental health. So at that time, I read Girl Interrupted, Sybil, and it really opened my eyes to what, mental disorders can do to someone. So yeah, those books in a sense changed my life. Right now, I am reading Being Human by Judy Human, who is a disability advocate. Number 16 is, what is your favorite movie? Anyone who really knows me knows my favorite movie, and it's so cliche. So my favorite movie is The Breakfast Club. So many people can relate to that movie. I feel like watching The Breakfast Club is like a coming of age thing that you do when you become a teenager. Like, it's the one thing that is part of like your childhood, is watching The Breakfast Club. I even went to the 30th anniversary for it. So select theaters around the country were playing the movie, and there was a movie theater in my town that was playing it, and I went. And the crazy thing is that I actually have a hearing disorder. It's called hyperacusis, and that means that I hear things at a different pitch and frequency, and everything seems louder to me. So I stay away from movie theaters at all costs, but I didn't care. I went, and it was amazing because I thought I was going to be alone in this theater, because I'm like, who's going to want to watch like The Breakfast Club now in a theater? No, that theater was fully packed, and we were all like just saying our favorite quotes, and it was just awesome. Number 17 is, who are your favorite YouTubers? There's so many YouTubers I watch, but my top YouTubers as of right now are Alicia Marie, Catherine Manning, who used to be called the Content Bug. Her videos are so good, and I want to be at that level. I'm trying so hard. And right now, also Molly Burke, who is a YouTuber who is blind, but her videos are just so cool. So those are my top YouTubers as of right now. Number 18 is, do you speak any languages? So unfortunately, I only speak English. I did Spanish in middle school and high school, and then I did a little bit of German. But I really want to learn Spanish, and I really want to learn ASL. But honestly, I want to learn all the languages. So yeah. Number 19 is, are you single or taken? I am single. 20 is, what is your idea of a dream date? My idea of a dream date is just, I want to actually spend time with someone who's a little bit outgoing, which I find funny because, again, I was so shy growing up and, an introvert, and I still have traits of being an introvert, but playing adaptive sports has given me the incentive to be less shy and do more things. So my idea of a perfect date is I want to do an activity that um, me and that person have never done. I think that would actually be cool. Um, how long was your longest relationship? 21. So, my longest relationship lasted 8 years. We were engaged, wanting to get married. The reason we didn't get married is because we both have a disability and we receive federal benefits from the government, like SSI and Medicaid. And if we were to get married, legally married, they would actually decrease our benefits, which is ridiculous. And I now have friends that were married and have gotten to get divorced because they don't want to lose their health insurance. But I'm not going to get into that topic in this video. Number 22 is, how would you describe your fashion sense? So my fashion sense is actually changing, but growing up, I was that person that wanted to be the emo kid, but like couldn't really be the emo kid because my family didn't want me like dyeing my hair, doing crazy hairstyles, the crazy clothes. So my extent of trying to be emo was I wore a lot of black clothes, I wore a lot of mesh, and I couldn't be seen anywhere without my combat boots. I love combat boots. And but now, because I'm a wheelchair user, my fashion sense has kind of expanded because when I'm standing, I don't stand up completely straight. So I was never comfortable wearing skirts or dresses. But now that I am in the chair, I love wearing dresses and skirts. But on a typical day where I just want to be me, you can find me in a band tee and ripped jeans and Converses. Number 23 is, what is your go-to hairstyle? My hairstyle is either down like this, a ponytail, and that's about it. Because of hand dexterity, I have a hard time braiding my hair, but it's something I want to really learn, and it's a good activity to keep my fingers moving. So my goal is to be able to do a decent looking braid by the end of 2020. Number 24 is, how many siblings do you have? I don't have any siblings. And I wish I did. I really wish I did have brothers and sisters, just to have like other people to play when growing up, and just always having someone there for you. But no, I did not have any siblings. I had a lot of cousins, and I had one cousin who was 5 years younger than me, and we did everything together. So in a sense, she's kind of like a sibling. Um, so no, but for actual siblings, I don't have any. Number 25 is, what is your go-to fast food order? I'm trying to stay away from the fast food, but it's hard. So my go-to fast food order depends on where I'm actually at. So for McDonald's, it's the chicken nuggets. If it's Chick-fil-A, it's the crispy chicken sandwich. If it's Culver's, I have to also have their chicken sandwich. Their chicken sandwich is good. I'm not going to say which one is better because I don't want people coming at me. And if I go to Culver's, I have to always have their mixers because they make amazing frozen custard. Yeah. Number 26 is, do you use a PC or a Mac? So my personal computer is a Mac, but I do use a PC for work. Number 27 is, your most memorable childhood memory. So I have so many memories. Of course, going to Disney for the first time is a memorable memory, of course. But in my personal opinion, when you have a disability, you kind of have to have the ability to laugh at yourself. And I find that most funny memories are when you end up falling. So I remember being a kid and we were playing tag with the neighborhood kids. So where we lived, it was a bunch of townhouses, and you had a backyard, but they weren't separated by fences. So me and my friends and my cousin were all playing tag with the neighborhood kids. Back then, I used crutches. So, but I also had the ability to walk without them if the surface was flat enough. So I wasn't using my crutches, and my cousin had like grabbed my hand and she's like, "Come on, we have to catch them." And I guess it had rained the day before, and we were running through somebody's backyard, and I guess they had like a hole and a mud puddle had formed, and I tripped. I dragged her down with me because she was holding my hands, and we were covered in mud from head to toe. And all I remember is my aunt screaming when we were coming in the house. She's like, "Sammy, don't touch the walls," because in the house I didn't use my crutches. I used the walls for balance. So she's like, no, we're not doing muddy handprints on the walls. So yeah, don't touch the walls. Number 28 is, what is your morning or evening routine? I don't have really a specific routine. Like if I get up, it's, I have to have coffee, and that's basically it for the mornings. I'm actually trying to have a set routine where I also add going to the gym because of what's going on with COVID. Sports, at least adaptive sports, are not going on. Stuff with the Paralympics not going on. So I really miss sports because I was doing sports like 3 days a week. So being in the gym kind of gives me the feel of being back in sports. So I'm trying to add that into my morning routine. As for an evening routine, it's pretty simple. The workday ends for me, and I just want to be comfortable wearing a band tee, pajamas, and binging something on Netflix. And if I really want to zone out, I have to be playing on my Switch, playing Animal Crossing, because like most people in this country, I've become addicted to that game. Um, Number 29 is, do you have any bad habits? Yes, I do. I am a nail biter. I hate to say it because some people are like, that's disgusting, but I am one. I do have anxiety, and that is the one thing that I do when I'm really stressed. I will bite or I will rip my nails. The longest my nails have ever been was when I was going through the Miss Wheelchair Florida competition. I didn't bite my nails for the month before and the month after the competition. So I was really proud of myself. And then I guess I got stressed out over something and like they were gone. So if you have any tips on how to not bite your nails, please leave them down in the comments because I don't want to be biting my nails anymore. The last one is, tell us one thing about you that we wouldn't know. So the one thing you wouldn't know about me, and I kind of mentioned it earlier when I was talking about my favorite movie, I do have a hearing disorder called hyperacusis. So I hear things at a different frequency and pitch, and sounds really bother me. We could be sitting here with the list of the sounds that bother me, but I have noise canceling headphones that I wear when a sound is bothering me. Other than that, something else you wouldn't know about me is that I love to write. I have no intention of being an author or a novelist. I like doing blog articles and stuff like that. So that was the last question, guys. So I hope this was a fun way for you to get to know me a little bit more as a person. If you like this type of video and you want to get to know more about me, I will gladly do another one with different questions. Yeah, I think this was a really fun thing to do. I think this is what I want to do for weekend videos, is just things that are relaxing and leave the resource videos for something during the week. So if you made it to this point, like I always say, Thank you for watching, and go ahead and subscribe and like the video and support me in my journey in being a disability advocate. I will see you in the next video.